morning, and thank you for tuning into the Andrew Tate Show, brought to you by the GSMC Sports Network. We've got a great show for you guys today. We're going to be covering the Dallas Cowboys, Joel Embiid, and then for our Friday special, we're going to be covering dating horror stories. Before we start, though, I'd like to ask that you like and follow the show. We get a number of questions from viewers that come in during the show, so to ensure that your question gets read on the air, I ask that you use the tips and donation link with your question. The tip and donation link is gsmcspodcast.net. Let's put your question at the top of the list so that I can see it, and it also just really helps the show. I'm still trying to get used to that. No link.
The new link makes it so much easier.
Yeah, but when you're in the flow of something for a while and then it gets changed, you got to get out of the flow of the last one and into the flow of the new one. So
I wait, and it's gonna change. It's literally gonna change. It should change any second, and
Great.
you're gonna have to make it. You're gonna have to change it
Learn a new
again.
one.
If you notice, even when you look at the ticker, I'm like, it's going to change so soon. You didn't even notice that the ticker changed. Yeah, so if you look at the ticker. Also, yesterday, speaking of ticker, I'm going back and I'm watching the show, and the ticker didn't work. It was stuck.
The what?
The ticker at the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it was stuck yesterday, and I checked it in the system. I'm like, nope, this was all Face doing.
Everything's my fault.
Faith did not want to say gsmcpodcast.net, so you froze it right before it says gsmcpodcast.net.
Oh.
I'm like, okay.
Oops.
You know I'm just joking. I'm not blaming Faith.
Well, how are you today? Doing? I'm okay. I'm good.
I'm good. I woke, like I was just telling you before we got on here, I woke up at I think it was like 1 something in the morning. I watched a bunch of stuff on YouTube and all of that.
And TikTok.
TikTok and everything else.
I got some videos from you on TikTok. It was my time, 4:30 in the
morning. I am very sorry, but I kind of operated. First off, I'm on, which would be pretty much Greenwich Mean Time. It's not really, it's the time zone. I forget what it's called, but Greenwich Mean Time is the most standard one you can say. So I'm Greenwich Mean Time, where you're East Coast time.
Yeah.
So I got 5 hours ahead of you, and then I'm like a vampire who wakes up at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
It's 1:30 in the morning. I'm in the kitchen. I'm making food. I'm flipping stuff. I got stuff in the air fryer. I'm watching. It is 3 in the afternoon.
Your wife must be a heavy sleeper.
Oh, yeah. I got the TV on. Oh yeah, no, I had me a full midnight breakfast. Everything. And she's never the wiser. She is out.
As long as you don't wake her up, that's all that matters.
Yeah. So, okay. What? Nah, this is another story I'll tell you off air. It's one of those off air. If we ever have the after hours show, it's a must tune in, because this is all the stuff that I don't want to say. I will say the Faith behind the scenes that I don't say on air, and I say enough on air.
I think we both do, honestly. I think we both say enough on air.
Yeah, I sent you a TikTok and someone did a blooper. Did you see? It was a blooper.
Mm-hmm.
And the reason why I sent it to you, because of some of the bloopers that we have on this show, is just wow, that's us. Anyway, let's see what we got going on today.
Alrighty, so will the Cowboys really be all in, or expect more of the same during the 2024 offseason? The most notable Dallas Cowboys related topic to come out of the Senior Bowl late last month consisted of 2 words: all in. We'll be going all in, Cowboys owner and general manager Jerry Jones said. I would say that you will see us this coming year not building for the future. That's the best way I know how to say it. That ought to answer a lot of questions. It's a refreshing statement considering it came a couple weeks after one of the most disappointing losses in franchise history, 48-32 at the hands of the Green Bay Packers in the wild card round of the playoffs. But what type of actions will actually follow these words? Judging by what Cowboys Executive Vice President Stephen Jones said Tuesday from the league's annual scouting combine, it doesn't sound like business will be much different from previous off seasons. Now, I know that you are a Cowboys fan. So, what were your thoughts on all of this?
Okay. Here's the thing. I have no problem with the philosophy that they're all in.
Mm-hmm.
And, I know that Jerry's been all in for the last decade or two.
Yeah.
Let's keep it real.
Mm-hmm.
Jerry's been chasing that Super Bowl for a while. And I think they do a great job. They draft well. They re-sign a lot of their players. They do a really good job. But the problem is, it's the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
And when Jerry says anything, there's tons of owners out there that say all kind of stuff. Nobody even picks up a pencil to write it down. But you know what I mean? Good Lord. If you could see some of the things Jim Irsay says, you get the vapors. But, and Jim Irsay is the Colts owner, and he's had a bit of a interesting past, let's just say. Special past. Okay. Everyone can do their own research and make their own fill in the blank there on their own.
Mm-hmm.
But when you're the owner of the Dallas Cowboys and you're saying, hey, we're all in, you see how you go to the Senior Bowl. Hey, we're all in. Hey, are you still all in, Jerry? Hey, you go Micah Parsons. Hey, Jerry says he's all in. You go to the draft. Hey, Jerry said he's all in. That will keep coming up week after week, month after month. You're going to be mid-season, and it's going to be like, hey, Jerry, are you still all in? I mean, because when you're the most popular franchise maybe in the world, it just, everyone, you're under the microscope.
Mm-hmm.
And this is what I mean about how the words of Jerry Jones put extra pressure on the Dallas Cowboys players and ownership and staff that other people do not have to have. You look at some of the things that happened throughout the season and things. Since starting this job, how many times have you heard about Jerry Jones saying that the Dallas Cowboys are all in?
At least like 4 or 5 times.
Exactly.
And it's
how many how many times have you heard the Atlanta Falcons coach statement or the Kansas City Chiefs owner, or any owner? No one cares about what they say. You know what I mean? But everyone cares what the heck Jerry says. And this is not the last time we're gonna hear, but this is the senior. They're just getting ready. They're the senior event. And that's an article. Hey, we gotta write about this. Jerry says he's still in. Let's go ask his son.
It's just the whole like all in statement is like, okay, why wouldn't you be? Why wouldn't any football team be all in? I don't understand why this is such a
because it's the Dallas Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not trying to bring up or throw shade on anyone because I'm a fan of both of these guys. You see how much before the Super Bowl, during the Super Bowl, and after the Super Bowl, we're all in. We're all in. Are you still all in, Jerry? Jerry, listen to what's going on with all in. Travis Kelce got upset, ran over to Andy Reid, almost knocked Andy Reid over. He's 235 and a half years old. And that story is over. That story is absolutely, you know, you have definitely heard more about, hey, we're all in for this season.
Yeah.
It's like Andy Reid getting ran over by Travis Kelce.
Old news.
Old news. Taylor Swift made it to the Super Bowl. That's over.
Old news.
But Jerry saying we're all in, does that mean you're signing Dak to a $67 million contract? Are you doing this, bringing this person in? And then it's like you go to the draft and it's like, hey, you drafted this guy. Why didn't you sign the veteran? I thought you were all in. It's just so much. Then you have a player maybe didn't have such a great year. Hey, are you going to be on the Cowboys this year? Jerry says he's all in, and you may not fit in. Are you going to be tossed aside? That's that extra pressure. Do you see what I mean about how it just puts it makes it harder so that the Cowboy players can play incredibly well during the regular season, but everyone keeps asking about the Cowboys. Is this the year? Are you going to make it?
Yeah.
So then the playoffs happen, and it's like, oh, God, this is what everyone's been talking to us about since before the season.
It definitely
now you're stressed out.
It definitely puts them under a microscope. I will say that. And
absolutely.
Lots of pressure with that as well.
It's kind of like, hey, Faith, I'm calling off on Monday. You're going to be carrying the show. Don't screw up.
That's just asking for me to screw up.
Yes.
Yeah.
Now imagine your boyfriend. Hey, Faith, you got the show on Monday. Don't screw up now. Everyone's looking at you. Your mom, your aunt, your uncles, your cousins, even strangers. Hey, Faith, good luck on the show on Monday. I know you're by yourself. Don't screw up.
Yeah.
It's like I said, it's cancel Christmas again.
Cancel Christmas. Yeah.
It's one of those things. Well, think about it. It's like every media market in the country, and whenever they get in front of a Cowboy player, what are they asking about?
Are you all in still?
Exactly. You see how that makes you now playoffs, there's no big deal, regular season. And that brings on, great regular season. But everyone's like, yeah, you're having a great season, but playoffs is what it matters because Jerry said you're all in.
Yeah.
So playoff get here and you're like you're sweating, everything, because the next thing you know, you're getting dog walked by the Green Bay Packers and Jordan Love. That is why I don't like it. Now, you got to admit, you probably didn't hear dog walk a lot. Now you hear it all the time.
Getting dog walked by the Packers.
But you see how Jerry does not mean to add undue pressure, and other owners make statements as well. They just don't carry the same weight as when Jerry Jones says it. And it's just good media. You just got to write Jerry Jones on the thing. You're gonna get a few extra views just because you got Jerry Jones in the title. Dallas Cowboys in the title. If you say LeBron James, Jerry Jones, you want to have a heck of a game, a heck of a show. Have Jerry Jones get slapped by LeBron James. Everyone's gonna be tuning in.
I'd watch it.
See, look at you. You're gonna find out what happened. Look, I wanted to see what happened when Cam Newton was slinging people around, let alone. So that's all I'm saying on that one.
I mean, it just seems so like such an obvious statement, and so I don't understand why this statement keeps getting repeated. Like, every football team's all in, right? Or they try to be, to try and get to where.
Because here is the difference. If the athletic director at the University of Georgia said, we're all in for the 2024 season, I don't even think that'd make the Georgia newspaper.
No,
Your
like,
Georgia University,
like,
duh. But Jerry Jones says it. It's every week, all week for a year. It's a big difference. Everyone assumes when Nick Saban was with Alabama. Did you ever look at a year when Nick Saban was Alabama, that wasn't like, we're all in for winning the championship for this year? You knew Nick Saban was all in for the championship this year. You know, it wasn't going to be a big story. Everyone knows it. Jerry Jones, though, every player, even the kicker, nobody talks to the kicker. But they're going to pull him aside because they want to see, like, hey, are you all in? Because Jerry's all in. How's the big toe?
how's the big toe? Jeez.
It's a different world when it comes to the Cowboys. So that's what I was just saying. It just too much. There's a lot of pressure, and it's hard being the owner of the Dallas Cowboys.
Yeah, I would say so. It's hard being a fan too, right?
No, I don't look at it that way. Everyone wants to beat up on my Cowboys, but in my lifetime, I've saw my Cowboys win multiple Super Bowls. I grew up in Cleveland. I know people, their grandmama ain't never seen the Browns win anything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
How about being a New York Jets fan? It's like,
Lions.
The Lions. I've seen you know what? I can say, hey, I saw them win a few of them.
They've at least gone once, okay?
We're in the playoffs almost every other year. I've seen them win a few Super Bowls. I'm playing with house money. But if you're a Detroit Lion fan or a Cleveland Browns fan, you got to be like, dang.
Guys, I don't want to talk about the Lions. I'm still upset about that.
See, this is the thing, America. Faith is now a Detroit Lions fan by way of Georgia. And see, and that's how fandom starts. And you know what? They're going to be really good this year. And so it makes it even. And guess what? If the coach or the owner said, we're all in for this season, no one would care. All right, I'll let it go now.
All right, guys. Well, with that, we're going to take a quick break. And when we come back, we're going to be talking about Joel Embiid talks knee injury return timeline. So you guys stick around.